Good morning everyone. This is Karthik, your social science teacher. So today we are going to look at the economic concepts and planning, which is part of the economics chapter in the class 10. So starting from the economic concepts and planning, we will look at the national income, and then we will look at the per capita income and how it helps us to compare the countries. So national income, it depicts the economic condition and economic development of a nation. So it tells us whether the economy is developed or whether the economy is not developed or how much developed it is. So in order to calculate whether country is developed, यानी country क्या विकासशील या developing है या क्या नहीं है, तो उसके लिए we take into consideration GDP, जो होता है gross domestic product. Now why national income? Because it helps us to compare economies. So we can compare India and Pakistan, India and America. So हमें पता चलेगा कि whether India is developed or USA is developed. And it provides information of other sectors. Other are primary, secondary and tertiary sector. So what is the contribution of primary sector, secondary and tertiary sector in the GDP? How much they are contributing to employment and how much they are contributing to production in the economy. And it is a monetary unit of measurement. National income is a monetary unit because we take into account the monetary units, means national income, per capita income. So we take into account monetary units or numbers. And the final goods and services are taken into consideration when we calculate national income. We do not take intermediate goods into consideration. So we do not take intermediate goods into consideration. The intermediate goods are those goods. So what are intermediate goods? These are those goods which are still used in the production process. So these are not final goods. So iski value we don't take into consideration, but we take into consideration the value of final goods and services. Now we will look at the per capita income concept. Because in national income, per capita income is an important thing. Per capita income is actually, it tells us about the average income of a person in a country. So per capita income. In order to calculate per capita income, while calculating the per capita income, we will take national income and then we will get the average. National income divided by total population of the country. So when we will divide national income by total population, we will get per capita income. For example, suppose there is country A and country B. In country A, one person is earning rupees 100, second person is earning rupees 1000, and the third person is earning rupees 800. So the total income, national income of the country will be 1900. Similarly, there is a country B. So this is country A and this is country B. Now in country B, suppose the person is earning 1000 rupees. The second person is also earning 1000 rupees. The third person is also earning rupees 1000. So the total national income of country B will be 3000. Now the total population is 1 to 3. 3 people are there in both the countries. So what you have to do, you have to divide national income by total population. So national income is 1900 divided by total population, which is 3. Here also total population, which is 3. When you will divide, you will get the average income of the country. So here average income is 1000. It will be 650 here, average income. Now what we are going to get is that average income in country B is higher as compared to the average income in country A. Now this actually tells us which country is developed when we take into account per capita income. Now this is the concept of per capita income. And in case of India, the per capita income was first calculated by Dadabhai Naoroji, and later on the Central Statistical Organization, which is under the Ministry of Statistics, Central Statistical Organization, this is also known as CSO. This institution publishes the data regarding national income and per capita income. So this tells us what is the per capita income of India. This organization calculates per capita income. Now, this is about the national income. Now we will look at the sectors of the Indian economy. So in India, there are 3 sectors. And in most of the economy, in the world economy, we take into account 3 sectors only. So first is primary sector. Second is secondary sector. And third is tertiary sector. Now, what is primary, secondary and tertiary? One important thing, in primary sector, it is that sector which takes into account raw material. So it takes raw material and make goods out of that. So primary sector takes raw material from the nature, like agriculture sector, agriculture and light sector like fishiculture. So all of them, they take raw materials and then they produce goods and services. So in primary sector, you have agriculture sector. Then mining as well. So here agriculture and mining. So this sector takes the raw material from the nature, convert them into some goods, like mining sector, agriculture sector. Now the interesting thing is the products which are made by primary sector are used by secondary sector. So primary sector produces some sort of intermediate goods which are used by the secondary sector. Now secondary sector consists of manufacturing and industrial sector. Manufacturing and industrial. Why this consists of manufacturing and industrial? Because secondary sector takes raw material from primary sector or the intermediate goods and then convert it into final finished products. Example, sugar cane. For secondary sector, example can be sugar cane. Because primary sector produces sugar, agriculture produces sugar cane. Now the sugar cane is produced into sugar or good or molasses. So the secondary sector produces the final products like sugar and good from the primary products which are produced by primary sector. Now then there is tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is that sector which aids the primary and secondary sector. So it helps the primary and secondary sector to continue their activity. Example can be banking services, transportation, banking, transportation, storage. So for banking, primary and secondary sector needs money, need credit. So banking is provided by tertiary sector. This provides fund to primary and secondary sector. Similarly, transportation means movement of goods. So a farmer wants to move the goods to a mandi to sell it. So that will be aided by transportation sector. Similarly, storage. If a farmer wants to store its food grain, he can store in the warehouses. That will also be provided by tertiary sector. So these are the 3 sectors. Now in any economy, the sectors are same only. Now the difference lies which sector contributes more. In case of India, basically the development is like this. First is primary sector, then economy moves to secondary sector, which is manufacturing sector, and then the economy moves to tertiary sector. So this is the stages through which an economy develops, like primary, secondary and tertiary, different stages. But in case of India, we directly jumped from primary to tertiary sector. Because in India, the contribution of primary sector in GDP is 15%, whereas for tertiary sector, it is close to 55%. Whereas for secondary sector, it is something between 25 to 30%. So usually most of the economy went through these phases like primary, secondary, tertiary. But in India, we directly went from primary to tertiary, and secondary sector is underdeveloped in our economy. But the interesting thing is, all these sectors are interrelated. they cannot function independently. Like here you have primary, here is secondary, and here is tertiary. Now all these sectors are interrelated because primary sector will provide raw material like sugarcane or some minerals like coal. Like coal is also it comes under the mining sector. It is provided by primary sector. It will be provided to secondary sector. It will be provided to secondary sector, which will be raw material. Now this raw material will be converted into finished good. Finished good, like say sugarcane, it will produce sugar. That sugar will be provided back to primary sector. The consumers in the primary sector need sugar. So the secondary sector will provide sugar to final product to primary sector as well as to tertiary sector. So the final product will be provided to both the primary sector and the tertiary sector. So this is how the important role of the secondary sector comes, whereas the tertiary sector will help the secondary sector and the primary sector for the movement of goods and the allied services like transportation. So for the movement of raw material to secondary sector, you need trucks and you need transportation sector. So that will be provided by tertiary sector. Similarly, for movement of final product to the consumer, you need tertiary sector. Similarly, you need money that is provided through banking system, that will also be provided by tertiary sector. So these are the sectors which are interrelated, and it tells us like these are the three sectors and what is the contribution to Indian economy. And important thing is tertiary sector contributes 55% to country's GDP, primary sector contributes 15%, and secondary is 25 to 30%. Thank you.